Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nadya, and I'm here today accompanied by a special guest, Mr. Gautam, who is a distinguished diplomat and a senior UN official, and my co-host, Mr. Kawin. And let's start with introducing yourself.
I used to be with UNICEF for a long time, 35 years, retired about 12 years ago, and I was, among other things, Regional Director for Asia Pacific here in Bangkok. After that, I was Deputy Executive Director of UNICEF and Assistant Secretary General at the UNICEF headquarters in New York.
If you could describe the best memory that you've had so far, good and bad, with UNICEF, what would it be?
In 1990, I was in UNICEF headquarters, and UNICEF organized at that time the largest summit in the history of the world, the greatest gathering of world leaders in history, a world summit for children. That summit for children agreed on some important goals for children: to reduce their mortality, to provide education, to provide sanitation, to provide nutrition. These goals made a big difference in the world. We were able to immunize millions of children, save the lives of millions of children, provide them education, and they became the foundation for the Millennium Development Goals and today's Sustainable Development Goals. They all started with that Summit for Children in 1990.
Wow.
And I was responsible for drafting the Declaration of Climate Action. That to me was the best experience, the most influential.
Explain to me and enlighten me more about the successful cases.
We worked when there was a polio outbreak in Nigeria. I went to Egypt and went to visit the Grand Sheikh of Al-Azhar University, and we got him to issue a fatwa saying it is the duty of Muslims to protect children and vaccinating children for polio. Islam is guided by scientific principles, and if WHO and UNICEF say that polio vaccine is good for children, it is the duty of all Muslims to follow that. We took that fatwa by the Grand Sheikh of Al-Azhar, translated in many languages, publicized everywhere, and that's how we were able to resume the polio eradication program in Nigeria. And today, thank goodness, polio is almost eradicated.
Discussing more about the impacts of COVID on children, in what ways do you expect inequality to manifest itself?
Because of COVID now, many boys and girls don't have the normal life. They are deprived, schools are closed, and once again, there is more violence at home. Often girls are disproportionately impacted than boys. But I am hopeful. Can you imagine in what such a short period we have come up with these COVID vaccines? Never before were new vaccines made within 1 year and made available within 2-3 years. It's still more equal than the older vaccine, which took 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. And with the good work of organizations like UNICEF, and there are many other organizations, and the progress that we are making in the world, that we will recuperate. And after COVID, a new revolution will take place. New technologies will come, new ideas will come, new ways of organizing will come. And those ways, I believe, will be progressive ones, creative ones. The new approaches will come, not from the old generation, but from young generation, like people like yourselves.
Do you see global collaboration being undone by politicians in the future, given how COVID has affected the global economy?
Young people are more open-minded, more international. If young people could vote, you would vote for progressive change. So I have very high hopes from young people being given more education, more authority, more voting rights, so that the old-minded people will change and will not have so much influence in public policy making.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gautam, for your insights in touching upon technology, human rights, gender equality. It's very interesting to hear your opinion, and we have been very inspired to take these lessons on to the future.